Hello, my friends. And today you find me knitting. So why am I mentioning this craft hobby to you? Because this month or this last month, I stopped bitching and started stitching, literally. Yeah, making a sweater here. So why am I sharing this? Well, because I've been quietly irritated for months now about being on the phone too much scrolling, too much, like my thumbs were building up muscles like the size of turkey drummers. I was just on my phone all the time. Just wasn't able to look away. And I just didn't like the fact that I was doing it. So I could have kept on moaning about it, and I probably would have, but for the fact that we were visited by friends over the New Year, and they came to stay, and they brought their knitting, right? And just watching them really rekindled my knitting passion. I used to do it like sort of 10 years ago. And so instead of like moaning on about it, I picked up some needles and I got out my old needles. I went to my local yarn shop, and things have really changed in the knitting world, what with the influence of the Scandi market. And I decided to knit a jumper, right? So something really shifted. I kind of felt that, I wasn't scrolling so much. I was making something. So row by row, this is the jumper I did, row by row, something tangible. And this is my next jumper. Something tangible appeared where there had previously been, nothing but thumb movement on my phone. And yeah, just intense focus on the screen. So this week, here we go. I finished my first jumper. What do you think? I'll do a little turn. Yeah, I really am pretty happy with it. Not because it's perfect, it isn't, but because it was really a positively enjoyable solution to a persistent niggle I had. So I stopped bitching about it and started stitching. So knitting has reminded me of a principle that I often talk about. I mean, it's a little bit harsh. It's like my principle is like own, don't moan, or have a good moan about something and then own it. Do something about it. So if something isn't working, do something, even something small. Action changes energy. And knitting, like careers and leadership, comes with its lessons. Sometimes you'll make mistakes. I've had to sew up a few things that are drop stitches. Sometimes you have to go all the way back and fix them properly. Sometimes you improvise and find a creative workaround. Sometimes, progress is built one row at a time, and you have to put in the hard work before you see the end result. Sometimes the greatest satisfaction, certainly for me and knitting, is the journey, is the making. For other people, sometimes, the finished article is the best thing. And finished often beats perfect, doesn't it? Let's face it. So if there's something in your life that you've been quietly or loudly complaining about, distraction, drift, lack of progress, try replacing a moan with a move. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be knitting. I spoke to somebody yesterday who said knitting just made them furious, right? So it doesn't, but it does. I do think it has to involve some sort of action. So yeah, so my mantra this year is stop bitching, start stitching, or use your equivalent. So if anybody wants this pattern, I will demonstrate it again. Yeah, hit me up with a direct message. Take care. See you soon. Bye.